Hello to everyone that's joined. Thank you so much for joining our Mathematics Mastery Primary webinar. My name is Ravi Mohindru. I have been a teacher for about 13 years and also a maths subject lead in my school. I'm really passionate about giving every single child the opportunity to love and succeed in maths. And in my role with Maths Mastery, I'm in the fortunate position to develop CPD and curriculum resources that are used by thousands of teachers all across the UK. I'm going to be hosting alongside one of my colleagues, Helen Drury. Over to you, Helen.
Thanks, Ravi. Sorry for the slight delay. I'm just trying to get the right buttons pressed at the right time. Hi, everyone. It is really great to see so many people here. I've been part of ARC and ARC Curriculum Plus's work on maths education for over a decade now. Before that, I was a teacher and a school leader in Oxfordshire and in London. And I just really love learning from schools and from research about what makes a real difference to children's learning. And so I'm very, very pleased to be here with you this afternoon.
We're really excited to be here with you this afternoon, as Helen has already said. And what we're going to do is share what the schools with the very best SATs results do to ensure their success and to explain how a partnership with ARC Curriculum Plus Mathematics Mastery Programme can support this. We're going to hear from a current Maths Mastery teacher and the success and impact they are seeing with the programme, as well as understanding how you can access the EES subsidy to join the programme from only £1,110. So firstly, we're going to be talking about who these high performing schools are.
Luckily, we're not going to be passing between each other too frequently, so I'm hopefully going to master the button enough. So we here at ARC Curriculum Plus are part of the international children's charity ARC. And ARC Curriculum Plus is a not-for-profit organisation which is dedicated to supporting teachers in providing consistent, high-quality education that raises attainment across the school. And the Maths Mastery Primary Programme is one of our subject excellence programmes, which is designed to deliver immediate impact and sustained subject excellence. And we started back in 2012 with 3 primaries from within the ARC network. And we're really proud to have grown in over 10 years now to be working with just over 400 primary schools. The programme's developed based on over a decade's experience of transforming results in one of the most respected maths ARC schools, as well as hundreds of schools nationwide. And our programmes really support all pupils to achieve in maths. You can see here, I think you might need to click, Ravi. There we go. That ARC pupils outperform the national average by 16 percentage points. ARC has a diverse number of schools across the country, city schools, rural schools, those in coastal areas. And the results are particularly noteworthy as ARC's got twice as many pupils eligible for free school meals compared to the national average. This success comes from the fact that we continually learn and co-create together with the partner schools and test what really works live in the classroom to make improvements that will have the biggest possible positive impact. And for these ARC primaries who've co-created and who faithfully use the Maths Mastery programme within their own unique individual school context, they are now the highest performing primary multi-academy trust in the UK for their SATs outcomes. And we're really proud to have supported them in that. So as Ravi said in the introduction, we're going to take a deep dive into the importance of coherence and connectedness in achieving great Key Stage 2 outcomes. And before we do that, we're just going to look at a few case studies of primary schools that are achieving great outcomes, both within and beyond the ARC Multi-Academy Trust. So as we've just seen, there were impressively high outcomes across the ARC network. A couple of examples. So at ARC Franklin, almost every child achieved the expected standard in Key Stage 2 maths. And then another example of a high-performing ARC school is Isaac Newton in Redbridge, and they have about 27% of their pupils eligible for pupil premium, and as you can see, are getting some getting some really great outcomes there. And we're delighted that so many of the hundreds of schools that we work with beyond the ARC Multi-Academy Trust also achieve great SATS results, like Graysbrook, who have pupil premium of 24.7. I think we can probably safely round that up to 25%. And Shacklewell Primary School, which also has above the national average proportion of pupils eligible for free school meals. I'm going to indulge in one more mention of a school achieving great outcomes, which is Seymour, part of the Chem Academy Trust. They have 31% of pupils pupil premium eligible, and there are so many more impressive schools that I could have highlighted. Our focus today is on the secret to these schools' success. And it almost goes without saying, except it doesn't, so I'm going to, that a huge factor is the power of high expectations. So none of these schools is happy with the impressive outcomes that they get. They're all striving for more. Only last week, I was in a school having an in-depth conversation with a head teacher about what they could do to shift the percentage of children meeting expected standard to 100%, up from the 96% that they got last year. And we agonized together about how to shift the proportion of children achieving greater depth up from its current 50%. Because high expectations are the thing that makes the difference. They're vital, but of course they're just the start. And to actually achieve those ambitious goals for every child is an enormous challenge. And the schools getting really high outcomes, schools like the ones we've just looked at, have a tried and tested way of getting there. Every child benefits from 7+ years of really coherent, really high quality maths teaching. Every child enjoys engaging daily retrieval practice sessions, and they all have the opportunity of timely intervention that ensures that no child falls behind. And we're going to look more at how to achieve that consistently high quality maths teaching, the regular retrieval and the effective intervention. But first, we're going to focus on the importance of connections and coherence, because there are, of course, tricks for the final 50 days before SATs. Collaboration is a big part of what we do, and our partner schools support each other, and they do share year 6 ideas and tips, but we all know that real success is about much more than year 6 alone. It's a high quality, coherent maths education from early years to year 6 that makes the real difference. So Ravi's going to share an example of that coherence and connectedness now.
Thanks, Helen. Okay, so one thing that all educators can agree on is that we want all children to succeed. And in this section of the webinar, we're going to highlight how the success of all pupils is a culmination of efforts, creating connections and building of prior knowledge throughout their whole primary journey. The foundation for SAT success is not confined to the final year of primary school, and not by cramming in SATs practice paper after paper. Instead, it's through a continuous commitment to high quality teaching across all year groups. So let's take a look at a question from towards the end of last year's SATs paper and delve into the groundwork required and the mathematical journey that our pupils embark on to succeed with not only this assessment question, but more importantly, a depth of understanding with fractions. Okay, we're going to begin in the early years, where pupils begin their journey to success through sharing and grouping and finding half of an amount. In class, they might apply their sharing skills in different contexts, such as distributing sweets among teddies, arranging plastic animals in fields, or allocating balls for toy sheep. As children progress into year 1, the national curriculum guides their learning journey towards recognising, finding and naming a half and a quarter of an object, shape or quantity. The emphasis at this stage is on developing a conceptual understanding of fractions as equal parts of a whole. Pupils explore equal and unequal parts before associating the concept of half to a shape or object into 2 equal parts. They then explore 3D objects such as fruits and vegetables and discuss how these can be cut approximately in a half, emphasising the need for 2 equal parts. Concrete and pictorial representations are used throughout to emphasise the equal parts, which supports people to make connections and to understanding. Lesson activities might involve finding half of a quantity within 20, focusing on both equal and unequal groups again, providing valuable opportunities for consolidating number sense through comparing numbers. Moving into year 2, pupils continue their exploration of halves and quarters and expand their knowledge to include fractions like 1/3, 1/4, 2/3, and 2/4 of a length, shape, set of objects or quantity. They also begin to grasp the concept that 2/4 and 1/2 are equivalent. Clear links should be made between the word half and the action of dividing a whole into 2 equal parts, using a part-whole model to connect and support. Clear connections should be made throughout to emphasize the relationships between the numerator and the denominator, and part-whole language and representation with continuing focus on equal parts. As we move into year 3, pupils build on their understanding of part-whole relationships and equal and unequal groups. They use Cuisenaire rods to represent and describe unit fractions and identify the importance of referencing the whole when describing fractions. They begin to find non-unit fractions and connect this with their knowledge of multiplication and division facts. To secure an understanding of equivalent fractions, pupils use fraction bars to explore, describe, and explain relationships between different bars on the fraction wall. Pupils in year 3 will also solve problems that involve adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominator using pictorial representations and part-whole models like the one in the lesson slide. On to year 4. Pupils strengthen their understanding of addition and subtraction of fractions with the same denominator within 1, and this is extended in year 4 to include fractions equal to or greater than 1. Experiences with adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominator should go beyond teaching the procedure of just add the top numbers. To deepen their conceptual understanding, pupils should be exposed to carefully selected representations, such as fraction bars or Cuisenaire rods, encouraging them to make connections between mixed numbers and improper fractions. They recognise and show, using diagrams, families of common equivalent fractions and extend the use of the number line to connect fractions, numbers, and measures. In year 5, the mathematical concept of equivalent fractions, which pupils were first introduced to in year 2, is strengthened and extended to pupils being able to identify, name, and write equivalent fractions of a given fraction. They continue to expand on their learning from year 3 and year 4 by practicing adding and subtracting fractions, become fluent through a variety of increasingly complex problems. In year 6, pupils further develop their fraction understanding and use their earlier skills of equivalence and simplifying to compare and order fractions. They will have experienced addition and subtraction of fractions with the same denominator, or where one denominator is a multiple of the other in previous years. Time should be taken in year 6 to connect the new learning to previous models and structures in different contexts. They also use common factors to simplify fractions and use common multiples to express fractions with the same denomination. So it's really clear that SAT success comes from a journey of at least 7 years. Our partner schools tell us about the real difference they see in their year 6 children each September. You will have noticed the consistent use of the same representations across all year groups, which really helps to connect prior learning to new learning. The development and the use of precise and accurate language, which is used consistently from EYFS to year 6, is also really important as it helps pupils to effectively communicate. They're able to capture, connect, and apply important mathematical ideas, and to reason with it to apply their understanding in new contexts. But pupils do move between schools, and schools rightly want to see improvement in outcomes in a shorter time period than 7 years. So our programme also supports Year 6 teachers in many ways to make a real difference in that last year. Our teacher guidance connects back to prerequisite lessons from previous years, so Year 6 teachers see how a concept or a method can be effectively introduced and access practice from earlier years. And our incredible Ready to Progress intervention programme supports additional adults, even those without teaching experience and expertise, to work with Year 6 children who have gaps from earlier years. So I'm going to hand back to Helen now to explain a little bit more about how our partner programme works.
Thanks, Ravi. So Maths Mastery is a non-profit programme, and our team and partner schools are driven by a mission to equip and empower teachers so that every child can love and succeed in maths. And ARC and ARC Curriculum Plus have played a significant role in the transformation of maths education in England through our participation in the Ministerial Steering Group for Maths, by working closely with the DFE and with maths hubs across the country. We've made a really significant contribution to teaching for mastery. Pupil achievement has steadily improved as these initiatives have taken root at a national level, yet too many schools lack the comprehensive support that's required to deliver consistent high quality maths teaching. And our subject excellence programme is designed to fill that gap. So it provides the expert support and the practical building blocks that schools need to teach primary maths using the mastery approach. We think our impact speaks for itself. According to the original study from the Education Endowment Foundation in 2014, our subject excellence programme increases the progress of pupils by an average of 2 additional months. It's a large-scale evaluation study. It was a randomised controlled trial and involved over 5,000 pupils across 90 schools. And the outcomes show that MMP, the Maths Mastery programme, is twice as effective as a comparable popular programme, and currently at less than half the cost. And you can see from on screen that our partner schools see really positive impact on pupil progress and their mathematical thinking, and also on teachers' subject confidence. And the Department for Education have released an accelerator fund to the EEF to subsidise programmes that have a proven impact. And it's the EEF's confidence in our programme's impact that means they're supporting us to scale up and to offer our programme at a heavy subsidised rate. So as I think we've said, Maths Mastery is one of our Curriculum Plus's subject excellence programmes. And to achieve the powerful teaching that changes lives, teachers have told us that they need stronger subject knowledge, they need the best evidence-based pedagogies, they need really rigorous assessment and effective planning, and that all needs to work together. So we've designed the programme to deliver that immediate impact that people want, as well as the sustained maths improvement over time. And before we just explore that 5-step improvement process in more detail, we're going to take a closer look at one of our partner schools, as Ravi promised. So I would now like to introduce you to Harriet Deely, who's the deputy head teacher at Aldermore Farm. And the school joined the programme a couple of years ago. She's going to talk to us via a video from her school about the early positive impact that she's seen there from the early days of implementing the Maths Mastery programme. So fingers crossed we get a functioning link.
Helen, can you see that?
No, we can just still see the PowerPoint slides at the moment.
Okay, I might need to stop sharing and then reshare. Just bear with me.
Brilliant suspense building, Ravi.
It's all planned. Okay. Can you see and hear that?
Ah, looks perfect. Not sure we can hear. I think we can just see but not hear.
Right, okay. I need to go to video settings.
Ravi, when you shared your screen, did you click share sound?
I didn't know. Let me try again. I'm going to stop sharing and then share screen and share sound. There it is. Thank you.
No problem.
Should be able to hear.
Amazing school where every member of staff wants the absolute best for the children. When you walk around all of our corridors, all you see is just really happy children who want to be here, who want to learn and are excited for their future. Maths was a real area for development across our school. Many of our children didn't really like maths. It was not a lesson that they enjoyed. So one of the main things we wanted to do was introduce a maths programme that would allow all our children the opportunity to really enjoy and engage within their maths lessons, and to give all of our teachers the support that they so deserve.
My favourite thing about Mathematics Mastery is the 6-part lesson structure and how it is broken up for the children. We're able to use effective transitions where no second of the lesson is lost to move between those 6 parts of the lesson.
Children are really enjoying it. There's a lot more practical work for them to engage in, and quite often they'll say maths is fun. This lesson was the most fun maths lesson we've ever done.
Every unit is so well structured. It really looks deeply into the maths that is taking place. The CPD videos we have found invaluable at the school. Every time we watch them within year groups, quite often people will be saying, oh, I wish I'd taught like that in the past. I can't believe I didn't. It's just amazing the way they put it all together. It's reduced teachers' workload in terms of they're not having to create lots of slides all the time and different worksheets. It's all there for them.
We are able to focus on how we deliver it rather than what we're delivering.
Using Maths Mastery has really helped us get the consistency across the 3 classrooms. We've adapted how we plan our maths lessons, so we do a lot more collaborative planning now. Our teaching assistants have benefited as well, because I think it gives them the knowledge as well, and they see us using it, and then they're able to model that with the children that they're working with as well. And we now use the same concrete resources across the 3 classrooms.
I have noticed a change in my confidence since teaching maths with the Mastery programme. I'm more confident in what I'm teaching. They provide lots of subject knowledge and ideas for how we teach.
The professional development we've received has been the key to why it's been so successful so quickly in our school, I think.
James has been our delivery lead, and he is really friendly, and no question is a silly question.
He actually sat down with us and we had all those resources, and he was just like as if we were pupil, and he was asking questions, and sometimes that was making us think as teachers.
I've then been involved in discussions about our next steps and where we're going forward, and we really feel supported by the ARC Maths Mastery team to push our journey forward.
Maths Mastery has already transformed the maths at Oldmoor Farm.
Greatest change in my class in particular has been their confidence to talk. Using the talk tasks has improved their oracy skills.
They are drawing on their knowledge. They're building, and they're making references back to what they've learned.
When we move on to the next unit, if something to do with last week, they go back and they talk about, oh, Mrs. Gill, that was whole, and this is how we divide. And it's so nice to see that.
Already we can see it in the data as well. For the first time in Oldmoor Farm history, we've got a good percentage of children in year 2 getting to greater depth. Well, at the same time, those children who sometimes find different parts of maths quite tricky, they're very much engaged within it and are making excellent progress. We were looking at all the maths lessons across school, and there was a moment where all the children in one class all spoke beautifully in full sentences using really high quality vocabulary. They could express their mathematical thinking so well, and I turned to our head and I said, we're getting there, this is going to be the most amazing school. And she completely agreed, and I know that's how all the staff feel as well.
It's always really lovely to hear from partner schools about the impact that they're having and how the programme empowers and equips them. I want to explain now how our programme's designed and unpick what happens in each of the 5 steps. So step 1 of our 5-step subject excellence programme is plan. So when you first join the partnership, you receive a structured diagnostic call, or you're just switching screen, Ravi? Brilliant. Just wait for you to get the screen sharing and then people can see the step. Can't see the slides. Perfect. Thank you. So when you first join the partnership, you receive a structured diagnostic call, and your subject expert helps you to prepare an improvement plan to identify the areas of focus that are going to have the greatest impact with all of your teachers. So from day one, you have a dedicated Maths Mastery primary subject expert from the team of educators, and they each have a background in or currently teach and or lead primary maths. And then they help to introduce, embed and sustain the programme over multiple years, ensuring that you have a lasting positive impact on your students. And after a thorough review, a diagnostic call with your subject expert helps you to identify the key focus areas for maximum impact and build that tailored improvement plan to achieve the goals consistently with all your teachers. And that same subject expert will regularly visit your school for joint learning walks with the mastery lead and to observe programme delivery. And you can also involve them in co-planning, or they can run customised CPD workshops. And those regular one-to-one sessions offer coaching and mentoring for your mastery lead. And they're carefully designed to work for each stage of your implementation journey. You're encouraged to get in touch with your subject expert by phone or by email whenever you need advice or have questions. No query is too small, no problem is too big. And the second step in the 5-step process is step 2, train. And you'll have access to our face-to-face induction training and the cutting edge online training for your subject lead and teachers. And that gets everyone engaged and immediately builds teacher confidence. And teachers and leaders get tailored CPD at the point of need so that it's immediately actionable. Our CPD supports subject knowledge, pedagogic delivery, curriculum design, and more. It's flexible, so accessible online just when you need it, or through inspiring and practical in-person sessions that foster that community of practice. So we're going to have a quick look at the types of CPD that are available for your school as part of the Maths Mastery primary programme. Firstly, all teachers, your mastery lead and the champion of the programme from your senior leadership team attend in-person induction training. And it's a wonderful way to get your team excited and prepared for their journey on the programme and to set them up for success. And all the modules are also available online and on demand to revisit that key learning. And then sustained and ongoing CPDs available for your teachers and maths lead through the teaching mastery course. So teachers enjoy online termly CPD that builds subject and pedagogical expertise. And for each completed module, there's a badge, which is a great way to evidence their professional development as steps towards further qualifications like MPQs. And alongside this course, our webinars support teachers in effective programme delivery for the upcoming term, with breakout groups focusing on common challenges within similar year groups. And it's a chance to share good practice and collaborate with other partner schools. Then your mastery lead receives termly online CPD through the programme leadership course and ongoing coaching and mentoring from their subject expert. They will earn the Art Curriculum Plus certificate in programme leadership, providing recognition for both them and for your school. Your subject expert can deliver CPD sessions of your choice during one of their visits, providing more bespoke training to meet your school needs. And then for each unit of work, we have short videos that offer content tutorials, kind of knowledge recaps to refresh subject knowledge and task modelling. They're easy, accessible, bite-sized CPD for immediate implementation by your teachers. Then step 3 is teach. So our curriculum integrated subject-specific CPD, planning and teaching resources, assessments and precise diagnostic data repurpose teachers' time into higher value activities. The best practice resources strengthen the quality of teaching and you start to get increased consistency across the school. So the third sort of strand, the third component of the Subject Excellence programme is assessments and data insight. So you have access to curriculum-linked formative assessments, as well as curriculum-linked standardised summative assessments with our partner provider SmartGrade. Hannah's little quote here is about how beneficial she finds the pre-unit assessments. We're going to have a look at just what that assessment suite includes. So we've got unique curriculum integrated formative assessments. for data-led teaching, and they're available for every single unit of work. So teachers have access to pre and post-unit diagnostic questions and response signposts. So the pre-unit quizzes are there really to gauge the pupil's readiness for the upcoming unit, so that all of the teachers in your school can teach responsively by tailoring their teaching to address learning gaps effectively. Responsive teaching is then supported by misconception and response signposts, which are there to identify possible and specific misconceptions and highlight targeted booster activities to address those. And it allows teachers to teach responsively to the emerging needs of the pupils. And then post-unit quizzes help evaluate pupil understanding, support you in tracking progress. Just like the pre-unit quizzes, they focus on one concept per question, which helps teachers to understand the areas that need support. And they test what students have learnt, reveal the knowledge gaps, and uncover misconceptions, which helps teachers to identify the learning barriers to then address. We also provide standardised assessments with our partner provider SmartGrade, and these are also directly linked to the curriculum. They help pinpoint pupil learning gaps and guide targeted intervention. And uniquely, these termly assessments present a picture of your school's progress compared to current national data samples, which is crucial for identifying sort of pandemic-related gaps, whereas other brought-in assessments generally only standardise once in every 10 years. Our assessments are standardised yearly, and they provide a large nationally representative data sample from across our 400 plus partner schools. And then benchmarking that's available on SmartGrade provides reassurance and a clear view on how and what to improve at a class level, a pupil level, year level, school level. And you can cut the data in lots of ways, whether you're a class teacher, maths lead, head teacher, or leading a trust. Another important strand is the teaching and learning resources, and they provide everything that your school needs to deliver the programme successfully. So from day one, your staff have access and support to deliver consistent, impactful, engaging, and pedagogically strong maths lessons, which are sequenced to support pupils' development of fluency, mathematical talk, reasoning, and problem solving. And there's a wealth of different resources that are included beyond lesson guides and slides. I'm going to look at a few of them now, but we have a programme preview. So after the session today, if you want to have a little bit of an explore of the other resources that we don't touch upon, but all of our resources are built on really solid evidence-led pedagogic principles. They will give you confidence that they'll have the greatest possible positive impact on your pupils. They're designed to promote oracy in a really flexible and fun way that works for your pupils, making that mathematical success accessible to everyone. They provide structure and support so that you own the curriculum with quick videos and at-a-glance planning guidance. And they're created with both early career teachers and more experienced teachers in mind, giving the relevant level of guidance for each. They're full of adaptation examples and guidance to suit your pupils and your school's needs. One of our most loved resources are our unique unit narratives. They give an at-a-glance overview of the key content and learning covered in a unit and provide teachers with full ownership and understanding of the curriculum and its intent. And each one gives teachers guidance of the sequence of lessons, possible adaptations and signposts to relevant CPD videos or research articles even. Now, our 6-part lesson structure is a kind of unique way of allowing teachers to take control of the learning based on what is happening in the classroom that day. So assessment for learning opportunities are really threaded throughout so that teachers are constantly building on what learners are learning at every stage in the lesson. So we've got fully editable slide decks for every lesson, including notes and guidance to support delivery and teacher ownership. Oracy is elevated in every lesson. Pupils are given star words. They have the opportunity to use those words and the sentence stems in their talk tasks. And then the teachers are supported to select the appropriate representations for each lesson. So they are including concrete, pictorial, and abstract, which helps the pupils to make connections and build that deep conceptual understanding that Ravi was talking about in the example earlier. And accompanying those lesson slides, you've got planning guides and task sheets, which are full of adaptation examples and guidance to suit your pupils and school's needs. And then beyond the resources available for the daily maths lesson, another really vital part of the programme are maths meetings, and they build pupils' fluency and oracy. They take place for about 10 minutes outside of the maths lesson, and they're flexible, fun retrieval opportunities that you can adapt to pupil needs. So it's all about fluency and mathematical language, and there's a real kind of sense of joy and energy and enthusiasm that comes through those. We've got comprehensive guidance for teachers on that. Also included in the programme is a full intervention programme, award-winning, in fact, intervention programme, highly commended in the Teach First Primary Awards, and they enable teaching assistants and other non-teaching staff, regardless of their experience, to deliver high-quality intervention sessions in one-to-one or in small groups with minimal preparation time. And they're aligned with the DFE ready to progress criteria, so you can trust that they work to achieve pupil success. And they've got placement quizzes. There's 140 pupil-facing videos, so you can share modelled examples from math specialists, and lots of kind of structured activities, and then comprehensive support for the adult who's leading the interventions. So after this, step 4 is embed. So once the foundations are set, we work with you to attain excellence in subject teaching. So that's by providing in-school leadership and teacher coaching, and offering support through school visits, joint learning walks, and an intensive programme leadership course. And teachers access a programme of subject pedagogy and on-demand videos. And this approach ensures kind of consistently outstanding maths teaching in your school. The final subject excellence programme component is opportunities for collaboration. So you join a subject teaching network that fosters the exchange of best practices. Teachers and leaders connect at in-person CPD events, which fosters that community of practice. So there's in-person CPD, induction training, live CPD sessions, including the Termly Preparing to Teach webinars for teachers, and the Termly Programme Leadership modules for mastery leads, which are an opportunity to collaborate with and be inspired by peers. And your subject expert league can also connect you with local or similar context schools, helping you gain insights on delivery or just see Maths Mastery Primary in action in other settings. We also, coming soon, host an exclusive annual conference to facilitate sharing and learning between our partner schools, and offer kind of access to new research and thinking. And that has exciting keynote speakers. It's Becky Allen from Teach Tap this year, and practical workshops that help everyone feel reinvigorated and energized and ready to continue making that real difference to pupils' achievement and progress. So final step is step 5, which is sustain, because longer term we collaborate to build sustained impact. So induction and CPD for any new staff joining the school, regular teaching resource and CPD updates to keep everything current and informed, and benchmarked assessments providing ongoing confidence, and you remain part of that network of schools staying up to date on new research. And together we annually evaluate the programme's success and maintain that impact for your pupils. So yeah, I hope you feel inspired to join our programme. I think I'm going to hand over to, yes I am, to Sophie now to tell you a little bit more about how that's possible.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So we are very excited to have our DFE Accelerator Fund. As you can see there, we've got some pricing. So we do have an option for reception in just Key Stage 1, or for the whole school as well. It is a 2-year subsidy. So our next cohort is starting in September, but we do give you access from the 1st of May, so you can do all that induction training and everything like that. But it'll be 2 academic years at the subsidized price. There is obviously some eligibility criteria. So the criteria is that you have to be a mainstream state school in England that has a Key Stage 1. And that is the only criteria you need to fit. And that's about everything that I've got to say. I will say, if you are interested, I will be sending everyone a follow-up email tomorrow, or you can book a call directly here